Okay, and I am back for another follow a sketch. I always want to say FabFitFun. I don't know why. Whew, okay, giggles out of the way. Stop it. Well, this is another follow a sketch February. I don't know why I want to say the other one. I don't even subscribe to FabFitFun, but that's what I want to say all the time. I just had to say that before this February sketch a follow is done and over with. So today is also Take Out Your Tools Tuesday, and since we are on our last little bit about punches, I thought that I would pull out my image punches. Now, I don't have a whole lot of images because I actually like to take my shape punches and create my own images. So I don't own a whole lot of these, but the ones that I wanted to show you are like the builder punches, and then the normal, this is actually like a two-step punch. So it punches the outline and then it punches the inside. So this one is a little bit more harder, but you can also see that it's got like two steps inside when it punches. So it lowers one part and then it lowers another part to get, I don't know how it works. Wow, that's faded like bad. Anyways, oh, that is really badly faded. Huh. Anyways, and then I also have this type of punch, which I actually have a couple of these, like three of these, where you could use it as a standalone. It looks really great. I think at one point in time it came with a stamp set, but I don't own the stamp sets anymore. Same with this builder punch as well. I don't own the stamp sets, but they're great for standalone because I can punch this 1 to 2 to 3 times, crunch it all up, stack it up, and create a really awesome flower. I don't need a stamp to help me create that. So that is why I stick with these types of punches for a little bit anyways. These ones clearly, can you guys see all that dust? They clearly don't get used as much as possible. But I wanted to talk about the builder punches today because I have like this whale punch right here, and on a previous layout, I'm not sure if I recorded it, I don't think I did, I took this and I turned it into an orca instead of just the, gray or blue whale. You guys always want to walk around when I'm recording. I am so sorry about that. If it's not my kids, it's my puppies. So anyways, I also have this one right here. Again, it's supposed to be a flower, but I don't have the stamps for them anymore. It wasn't my style and whatnot, but I still love this stamp set. So I wanted to show you guys these right here, if I can remember how to do them. But I always punch upside down, except when it comes to this one right here. This one takes a lot of, it's a huge punch. And because of that second step, I have to leave this down on my table and push down on it like total body force, push down, Hulk, because of the fact that I can't get that second cut if I don't do that. If I'm holding it just by hand, I can't squeeze enough to get that out. So anyways, and this changing of the color, it does nothing for the tool. It's just because I had it in the sunlight, apparently. Must have been when I had my desk turned or something. I don't know. But anywho, I wanted to show you guys, I do work with my punches upside down, and most of that is just because of the saver portion of it. So I'm going to put my black cardstock, because I'm going to make an orca instead of just a regular whale. But I'm going to put my black cardstock in so that way I'm only getting, I need to look at it. Yep. So I'm getting everything except for the splash. I don't really need the splash, okay? So pop everything out. Here we go. I'm actually going to be pulling out quite a few tools today, which is fun. All right, so for the orca, this is a splash right here, this teeny tiny itty bitty little bit. But if you've seen an orca or pictures of an orca, they've got like that white going behind the eye. So we're going to punch in white as well. Now I don't need anything but 2 pieces. So I'm going to have an extra little bit, but that's okay because I can always watercolor these. I could have 2 of them going this way. So we're going to save all of these pieces that we don't need off to the side. And I didn't need these 2 pieces either. So there we go. So now I have a white belly for under my orca. Okay. Then I have this little bit for that splash that is usually behind the eye. So there's my eye. Whoop, don't put it all the way. And then this is the little wing, or fin, I should say, that makes it look like he's a little 3D. Okay, 5 seconds. Let me get something to push this up on so I can bring him forward. And there is an orca. Okay, just by taking this little splash and then also cutting him out in black makes it a little orca. Now, to create this, this punch as intended, again, I don't have, did I have? I do. Yay! Okay, so to create it as intended, you would have these little splashy bits coming out of his little, I would probably put it like this. And then again, he would have an underbelly that is probably roughly the same color. And then you would just have an eye. So you would have to cut out, or choose to cut out, this character in, I would say, at least 3 different colors, because you need a different color for his splash, a different color for his belly, different color for his body, and then you have the eye. Okay? But this is just the way, and I think the whale's eye goes way in the back. I'm not sure. I don't know. Let me use a white one so you guys can actually see it. That would make sense. I'm not sure. Let me put it. I have no idea where a whale's eye goes, you guys. Anyways, so that is how you do a Build-A-Punch, roughly. I'm not going to glue him together, but again, I just take that extra little splash and I turn it around and put it part of the eye, and then I can have a cute little orca. So then, put my photo back so I don't lose it. So then I'm going to show you guys this blossom punch. Now this was intended to create a flower. Let me grab, I pulled out all my browns because we are going to we're not making flowers. I don't do flowers. Well, I do on occasion. On occasion, I feel like making flowers. So let's just do 5. If I have 5 scraps, that would work. They're not going to be the same color, but that's okay. We'll just wing it. Right? We will just wing it. And I guess part of this little show and tell is also to let you guys know you don't need the stamps. Although the stamps add great detail, you don't need them. Honestly, you don't need them. Look, I went straight into the punches. I haven't even told you what else is on my desk. Alright, so these really awesome scallopy bits are meant to be the flower. Okay, so I am just going to put my flower together. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? And then of course it had a circle to finish off the centerpiece, and then it was decorated with a stamp. So very, very pretty, very, very cute. These longer bits were meant to be the leaves. Okay, so then you could stack a bunch of leaves in here and keep building, right? So now I've got a really cool flower, really cool leaves. Then I can make a smaller flower going on like this. Gimme, gimme. Okay, so now I've got a smaller 5-petal flower. I could keep the petals going. I could have way more, These ones are also meant to be the leaves for said flower. Okay. So there we go. Now I have a small flower and a large flower, or I could lay these on top and have a center. Oh, let me mix it up a little bit so you guys can actually see it. That's weird. Okay. So now my flower has a center to it. Okay, and then I can have big leaves mixed with small leaves, like so. All right, and then you could just keep building and building and building. That is the whole point of all of this. Again, you don't need the stamp for it. You could ink. I've seen people take this bit right here, not ribbon scissors, come on, and like cut these in right here, okay, and kind of give them a curl. And then it just gives your flower a something different. Okay. A something different. Yep. Those are technical terms right there. All right. I've seen people take it even further in, and oh golly, I'm just trying to cut in my okay. Like this. Okay, and then I don't have one with me, or I should have grabbed one, but we're going to pretend like this little whale is an oval, and then they take 3 of these behind an oval, and they either make a turkey, that whale is terrible, like this. Okay, and they either make a turkey or a peacock out of this, out of just these 3 little pieces. Okay, and again, they cut up all these little bits right there. I'm not sure if you guys can see that all of these are cut up to make it look like all the different little feathers. All right, and they water, you know, they paint them, they watercolor them, they do all sorts of things with these. I'm just using brown because I am actually going to make a fish. I'm going to try to make a fish. So here's my tail, and here is my little body. So we'll make a betta fish today, right? And then here is her little wing, or her little fin, I should say. Or if I want to get really, really fancy, I could replace it with this one and cut this one out. Same thing, and feather it out so it looks like it's going in the wind, and have a fancy little betta fish. So we're going to make fish with our little builder punch today, because I am doing another fishing layout. Let me get this going like here, and then I want a fin on top. So that one might not be the one I'm looking for. This one. Yes. Okay, so there's my fish. I'm whispering again because I'm thinking. So there's my fish. I won't make them as fancy as this because the fish that we are going for are not fancy. But I do have all my browns pulled out so that way I can show you guys all the different types of fish I'm going to use using my flower Build-A-Punch, right? It's a blossom builder punch. No, it's a Build-A-Blossom flower punch. Yes, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my orca stuff away really quickly. So what do I have on my desk? I have a little bit of embellishments. I have a monochromatic, that is for stamping. I have my inks right here. I have a monochromatic theme going on right here. I don't know why, but this is just all that I pulled out for this layout. I have a few stickers left on this sticker sheet from Close to My Heart. I have 2 pieces of paper from a Close to My Heart paper pack or collection. I have 6 pieces of 6x6, I almost said 12x12, 6x6 papers from Stampin' Up! And I don't know which one I'm going to use. That's why I pulled out so many. I just don't know what is going in my brain. I have this Stampin' Up! Scrap from that fairy tale collection or magical time collection. I don't remember what it's called. This scrap is from a Creative Memories layout that I did during, when was that? October's layout a day or sketch a day, or 30 days of sketches, I think is what she calls it. So that is that scrap. And then I have this gorgeous scrap from a paper pad that is called Beyond the Shore. I picked it up at a big box store. I can't remember if it was Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but I do get a lot of comments when I pull one of these papers out and everybody goes, where did you get that? That is where I got that. I also have a couple fibers that I pulled out. My favorite is twine in the whole wide world. And then some uber thin burlap that I just absolutely love, you guys. I just love it, and this is all I have left of it. So I'm gonna cry. And then, like I said, a few wood veneer pieces and a couple vellum seaweed. That's what I have. All right. Whew. Did I show you guys the sketch, or did I just go straight into the punches? I think I just went straight into the punches. Let's look at the sketch. Oh my gird. I don't know where the sketch is. Please hold. I apologize about that. I was not ready at all for this sketch. It is a Creative Memories sketch. Oh, yay. And so it's just plain Jane. You've got 3 little pieces going at weird angles, 4 little pictures, a title up at the top, 3 little clusters, and then a something or another up at the top to support the title. Yeah. All right. Let's go see what I can do with this layout. Yay. Can I just say that I really like to talk? All right. So the first thing that I am going to do is decide where I can cut into this wave paper to make it look like it is wavy just at the top and not like I don't want to chop it off somewhere where it has a harsh line. I hope that makes sense. So halfway through this cut, I decide, oops, I wanted it on the other side of my layout. I don't intend this to go all the way across. So I stopped cutting and started to cut on the other side where I actually saw a better like wave design that actually will fit and work with my layout. Now, I am cutting or trying to cut. I don't know what my issue was today, but I had an issue. I was trying to cut on like the outside of the white line. Now this is it's like an embossed paper. So I was trying to cut along the white line, but I missed a few spots and I don't really think anybody notices by the time I got the layout done. So this Creative Memories paper, I am just going to cut along a couple of the wave lines just to get those little like angles that are in the sketch. Now the sketch has, 2 triangle angles going one direction, 1 triangle angle going in another direction. And I wanted waves to do that. I kind of wanted the waves to represent, but the papers that I picked did not entirely match up. So I pulled in this 6x6 paper to kind of cover the gaps, and then my little angles kind of disappeared. Now everything goes straight across the page instead of at an angle. Yeah, it didn't work out. So I decided that because my cuts were not oh so perfect, I'm going to use my distress tool and just rough up the edges slightly. And then that way, it looks like I meant to cut everything kind of at a wonky angle. Yeah, so I'm going to commit right away because I don't like shifting papers. Normally I would have laid everything out, seen how everything goes, but I couldn't handle this. I was done. It's like, okay, everything's going to go down. I pretty much like the way that it looks, so why not commit? And I decided that this little wave here, I wanted to be popped up. I just wanted a little bit of dimension on the page other than the the distressed edges, they do add a little bit of dimension, especially when I try to glue my my pictures on top of them. It kind of puffs up my photos a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted something a little different. I kind of figured that down at the bottom half of the page was going to be plain Jane. So if I give it a little bit of interest, then, you know, somebody's going to want to actually look at it. At least me. I do end up liking how this looks, even though I was kind of like, I'm not a monochromatic person, like whatsoever, you guys. I honestly, you know, when I first started putting this together, I was like, can I do this? Are you sure I don't want to add red or dark blue or, oh, I don't know. I just honestly was like, I'm not sure what to do. And the more I started actually gluing things down, the more it just kind of fell in place. And so I'm going to fill up my little gap here with this burlap ribbon. I actually do enjoy this burlap ribbon, so I'm going to be a little sad when I run out of it. But now that the layout, the base page is done, I'm like excited. I was like, oh, what do I do now? What do I want for a back of my photos? Because I definitely need a mat. For sure on this one, they just needed a photo mat. And so I decided craft paper. It's nice and thin, but yet it does have that border that I'm looking for. So once my photos are on top, you can't really tell that I do have a border, but yeah, I really like it. And then I'm sticking my photos in amongst the waves, and then magically, I don't know how this happened because I certainly didn't plan it, but magically they kind of go at a cascading down the row. So my photo on the left is higher than the one in the center, and then so on and so forth. And so they kind of make a little stair step, which I had no clue. Hey, let's make some fish. Yeah. So I went ahead and I just punched out. You guys didn't need to see me punch. It's over and over and over again. And I look like, you know, a crazy person punching. So I decided that I'm going to take the small petals that were intended to make a small flower, and that's going to be the upper fin of all my fish. And then the large petals are going to be my fishy's tail. And then the small leaves are going to be the fin. And the large leaves are going to be the body of my fish. But I didn't like how big the tail was. So I decided to cut off two of the like scallops on each end and then really curve it in to where it looks like a fin. Or a tail, I guess I should say. And I like it. I like it a lot how it turned out. I did get some glue, extra glue out there, and for some reason, the grayish brown paper, the beige, I don't know what color that is, but it is textured, and the glue did not rub off like it normally does. So I did have to use my glue eraser. And then I debated about like putting a dot in there for an eye. Yeah, for a hot second. And then I also decided that I had sequins or enamel dots that I could have used. And instead of enamel dots, I found these teeny tiny little pearls. And I was like, oh, I like that. Yay. I really do enjoy how these turn out. So I'm going to make all of them for you guys while I'm listening to a show. I can't remember which one I had on, but I do know it was YouTube. So once I get done with, I think like 3, then I realized that I wanted to make a few fish pointing the other direction, and I totally forgot. So I do end up making, I think 3, because I made a total of 7 fish, and I made 3 go one direction and 4 go in another direction. Now this one here, I decided that I wanted to see what it looked like with a smaller tail. And so I just kept cutting and cutting and cutting until I liked the way it looked. And I wasn't sure. At first I was like, oh, I think I ruined it. Yeah, I think I did. I'm still looking at it. I'm still thinking, but I'm going to put it together. Maybe once it's all together, I like it. And actually, now that I see it, I do kind of like it. I think that it makes it look like it's a totally different fish than all the fish being the same. So, and I do switch up their bodies just a little bit because I wanted the variation of the colors that you see in fish. Not all fish, in my opinion, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, here's where I figured out that, I wanted some fish going the other direction. Yeah, I just flipped it over upside down and then took the glue off the petal that I was gluing down, and yeah, no biggie. No biggie, but I did realize that I do have an issue with trying to get the fish to go in the opposite direction. It's like I couldn't get my brain to do it. It was weird. So, anywho, I can't remember what I was saying, by the way, but that's okay. See, I had a squirrel moment, and now my brain quit working. That's what it is. So, I'm just going to finish up these little fish real quick. I can't remember what the heck I was saying. Was I saying something about the fish? Was I saying something about, I don't know. Anyways, as soon as I'm done, I will pull a few up close and personal so you guys can see what they look like. I just want you guys to pull out your punches and, think outside the box. I understand that, like, they are intended for, like this was supposed to be a flower, and it was a great looking flower. It really, really was. But, as soon as I saw that large leaf, I saw fish. I didn't really necessarily see these exact fish, but I like how they turned out. I really do enjoy, seeing all my little fish on my desk. Look at these guys. Here they are. Aren't they so cute? And that pearl eye just added the final touch to it. Now, I was going to do some detail and all that stuff, and I thought, no, I like them just the way they are. Just using my scraps, and I made some fish. Yay. So I'm going to tuck some of the fish in the waves, and that way they look like they're kind of, well, I was going for dimension, like depth dimension. I don't know what that's called. Depth perception, I think. Anyways, that's kind of what I was going for, but failed miserably because all the fish are the same exact size. But I did tuck them in and around the waves down at the bottom. And now I'm just gluing my photos down so that way everything is in place and nothing is shifting. I did debate about putting that one fish on top of the solid wave, and I thought, no, I don't like him just sticking out there. I like the rest of the fish the way that they are, and I'm just going to finish gluing those directly down. I don't pop any of those up at all. But I did switch out the bottom fish for a little darker one because I felt like a couple of them looked identical. And I do have one of my anchors, or no, it's not an anchor, it's a lure left over. So I went ahead and I decided that I was going to make it look like we actually were fishing. And so I threw a lure in the bottom of the water, hoping that one of those fish will actually take a bite. Who knows? I am not sure. I apologize if you guys can hear my children in the background. The back door is right across from my craft room door, and that's where they decide that they're going to stick their head in, yell at each other, and then slam the door. Yeah. So, such is life with children, isn't it? Anyways, I am finishing up my little title cluster, and it just says unplug and then ocean. It's not really a title, but I really do like how it came out and how it came all together. I am using up some of those little arrows by Close to My Heart. It's a really old Close to My Heart. They call it a compliments sheet. Yes, they do, because they're complimenting your layout. Yes, they are. So I'm going to do my little trick again. I'm going to take my favoriteest twine in the whole wide world and glue it to my lure. And then I'm going to wrap this twine in various places around my layout. I am going to add an anchor to it because I thought that that would be really super cute to have the little twine hooked to the anchor. I do fiddle with the lines just a little bit. As far as like the twine inside, because I wrapped it twice. And the first time I wrapped it, apparently I put it in the same hole at the same way and I unwrapped it because that's how good I am. And then I wrapped it again and then it just was like, I don't know, it like made a knot and I thought, oh, I like that. Let's keep it. Hopefully I show you a close-up so you can see what it is. And I do put a small little glue dot where I want my twine to stay put. I kind of do make a little loop, and then that way it looks like my twine is kind of loose, I guess is the word. And then I went ahead and I tucked a little bit of it underneath my little faux title cluster, I guess is what it says. And then I really did want to use all of these arrows. I mean, I've had them forever. I just wanted an excuse to use them. And I really didn't like the middle arrow kind of like stair-stepping down with the photos. I kind of didn't like it, but then after that I was like, it looks good. Yep. I'm going to leave it. And that is exactly what I did. I left it. I used some of these enamel dots from far, far away ago, again, close to my heart. And here it is. There's my little faux title cluster. Here are my little stair-stepped arrows along with the enamel dots. I didn't put any in the ocean little scene going on because I just felt like they were going to get lost. But here are my little fishies and my lure and my string, and I just absolutely love it. Be sure to check out everyone else that is over on the Facebook group Scrapping Reflections. I do have a link in the description box below if you want to check it out. Make sure you join so that way you can see everything that's in the group, and I will check you all tomorrow. Bye.